everyone. Today we will discuss about Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. In this type of bridge, we are measuring the value of unknown inductance by varying with a standard variable capacitor. So this branch is the unknown branch. Here this is the unknown inductance and its unknown resistance is R1. And in branch 3 we are having a resistor R3, branch 2 R2, and in the branch 4 we are having a parallel combination of a capacitor and a resistor, and we are varying these two to make this bridge balance, and finally we can find out the value of this L1 and R1. So first of all we have to know what are the values of Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. So the value of Z1 is simply it is an RL circuit, so it is R1 plus J omega L1. If you will go for Z4, Z2 is a simple resistive branch, so Z2 is equal to R2. Similarly, Z3 is equal to R3, and Z4 is the parallel combination of R4 and C4. So that's why R4 into 1 by J omega C4 divided by R4 plus 1 by J omega C4. So by solving this, finally the value of Z4 is equal to R4 by 1 plus J omega C4 R4. Then at balance condition, the formula must be Z1 Z4 is equal to Z2 Z3. So putting all the values of Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4 in this balance condition equation, we are getting this is the value. After getting this, we have to equate the real parts here from LHS and RHS, and after equating these real parts, we get R1 R4 is equal to R2 R3, and finally we need R1. So R1, the value of R1 is R2 R3 by R4. This is the value of unknown resistance R1, and from this equation again we have to equate the imaginary parts, and after separating or equating the imaginary parts, the value is L1 R4 is equal to C4 R4 R2 R3. Here R4 and R4 getting cancelled, and finally the value of L1 is equal to C4 R2 into R3. So these are the unknown parameters L1 and R1, and we got all the values. Now here in these equations we can compare that the values R2 into R3 both are common in both the unknown equations. The variables are, this is C4 and this is R4. So here we can conclude that by varying this C4 we can vary L1, by varying this R4 we can vary R1. And when we will go for the quality factor of a coil, so we are measuring the unknown inductance here. Inductance means it is one coil, RL circuit. So we have to find out the quality factor of this coil. So the formula for quality factor is what? The voltage across this energy storing element, means VL by VR, voltage across this resistor. So the voltage across the L1 is equal to I into XL1 and divided by I into R1. So I now getting cancelled. So XL is equal to omega L. So omega L1 by R1. So the value of L1 and R1 that we found out from the balance condition. So we are putting the values of L1 and R1 here. After putting the value of L1 R1 in Q factor, so finally we got Q is equal to omega C4 into R4. So here we can see if I need high Q value coil, अगर L1 का वैल्यू ज़्यादा है, so if I need a high Q value coil, so obviously the value of C4 must be higher, which must be bulky. Higher value of C4 capacitor means it is very too much bulky. So in this case, if we will take a higher value of capacitor, that size may be bigger than this entire circuit size. So that is not possible for this circuit. Therefore, in this type of bridge, we are measuring simply the value of low Q coils, where the value of Q must be less than 10. For less than 10, we are using this Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. It is used for low Q value coils. Then we have to draw the phasor diagram of this bridge. So for drawing the phasor diagram, we need to write down the equations for voltage and current. The values of equations means value of E1 must be, it is an RL branch, so it should be I1 R1 plus I1 j omega L1. If we will go for E2, it is a simple resistive branch, it should be I2 into R2. Then the value of E3 is equal to I1 into R3. Value of E4 is equal to, it has two parallel branch, so one value is IR into R4 and it should be IC into 1 by j omega C4. Then the value of I2 must be the phasor sum of IR and IC. Again, at balance condition, we know that E1 is equal to E2, E3 is equal to E4, and the total voltage E must be equal to the phasor sum of E1 and E3 or E2 plus E4. So this is the data we have to draw the phasor diagram of this bridge. So now start the phasor diagram here. So I am taking I1 as the reference. If I1 is the reference, the resistive voltage drop I1 into R1 should be in phase with I1. Then I1 into j omega L1, it is an inductive voltage drop, I1 into j omega L1. It is an inductive voltage drop, so it should lead I1 by an angle 90 degree. Then phasor sum of I1 R1 and I1 j omega L1 will give us the value of E1, because E1 is equal to I1 R1 plus I1 j omega L1. Then at balance condition, E1 is equal to E2, so this same phasor is equal to E2, and the value of E2 is equal to I2 into R2. So E2 and I2 must be in the same phase, so I2 may be here, I2 is the same phase with E2. Then the value of E3 is equal to I1 into R3. So E3 and I1 must be in phase. So if this is I1, E3 may be here in phase with I1. Then E3 is equal to E4. So the same phasor is equal to E4. Then E4 is equal to IR into R4. So E4 and IR both are in the same phase. So IR, I can draw IR here. Again E4 is equal to IC into 1 by j omega C4. So E4 and IC both are out of phase by an angle 90 degree, or I can tell IC is leading E4 by an angle 90 degree. If this is E4, so IC is leading that, so this may be IC. And also IR plus IC is equal to I2. So here you can see this is the phasor sum of IC and IR, that is I2. And finally we have to draw E, because we have E1 E2, we have E3 E4. Now we can draw easily the total voltage E. Now this is the result. This is here the total circuit voltage E. So this is the phasor diagram of Maxwell's inductance capacitance bridge. In the next video we will discuss about Hayes bridge. Thank you. If you want to know about which bridge we are using for measurement of inductance of high Q coil values, you can see my next video. And don't forget to subscribe this channel. And if it is beneficial for you, give it a big thumbs up. And I am eagerly waiting for your valuable feedback in the comment box.